There are moments when you look at yourself in the mirror and feel that something is different. Not necessarily that you have aged a lot. Not necessarily that your face has changed in an obvious way. But you look more tired. Your eyes feel heavier. Your face seems less alive. And your whole being feels like it is carrying something heavy inside. Maybe you tell yourself, maybe I just did not sleep enough. Maybe I've been working too much. Maybe I've just been under a lot of pressure lately. And sometimes that is true. But there is something many people do not notice. The tiredness on your face does not always come from one bad day. Sometimes it comes from the way you have been living for many days in a row. The way you sit down, the way you breathe, the way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you use your phone the moment you wake up, the way you complain. Without realizing it, we often hold tension in our shoulders, in our jaw, in our eyes, and even in the smallest reactions of the body. Each of these things may seem very small on its own, so small that we think it does not really matter. But when they repeat every day, the body begins to remember. The mind begins to feel heavier. And the exhaustion inside slowly begins to show on the outside. You may not say anything at all, but other people can still feel it. In the way you enter a room, in the way you sit down, in eyes that look like they have not rested enough, in a face that always seems to be carrying something, in a kind of energy that makes even you feel like you are no longer as light as you used to be. This does not mean you have to become perfect. It does not mean you always have to look happy, fresh, or strong, because everyone gets tired. Everyone goes through seasons of pressure. Everyone has days when they just want to be quiet and stop trying so hard. But if that tiredness lasts too long, if every day you wake up with a heavy body, a restless mind, and a face that looks completely drained, then maybe it is time to look back. Not to blame yourself, not to feel ashamed of the way you look, but to understand that your body is trying to tell you something. The Stoics understood this deeply. They did not separate the mind from the body, because the way you think affects the way you breathe, and the way you breathe directly affects how you hold and control your body. The posture you carry every day also shapes how other people see and feel your presence. And the way you show up in the world often reflects the way you treat yourself when no one is watching. A mind that is always tense will struggle to create a peaceful face. A body that is always neglected will struggle to hold inner calm and stability. And a person who constantly lives in comparison, lack of sleep, complaining, and rushed reactions will struggle to feel truly present in their own life. Today, we are going to look at why you may always look tired and drained, not only through your appearance, but through your energy, your presence, and the way you carry yourself into a new day. Not to chase perfection, not to force yourself to become someone else, but to help you begin caring again for the small things. Your sleep, your breath, the way you sit, the way you think, the way you react, and the peace you may have quietly lost during the days when you were too busy to listen to yourself. Because sometimes, what changes us the most is not one big decision. It is the moment we realize that our body and mind also need rest and care. And starting today, you can begin step by step to become a lighter, clearer, and calmer version of yourself. And the first thing we need to look at is not the face in the mirror. It is the way our body is living each day. Because many times, exhaustion does not only live in our thoughts, it lives in your shoulders, in your neck, in your breath, in the way you sit, the way you walk, and even in the small movements you do not notice yourself. When someone has been stressed for too long, their shoulders often tighten. Their back begins to round. Their jaw becomes more tense. Their breathing becomes shorter. Their eyes look less bright. The whole body seems to shrink inward, as if it only wants to get through the day without anyone noticing. This does not mean you are weak. It means that when the mind has been carrying too much pressure, the body is often the first place to show it. You worry too much, and the body tenses up. You think too much, and your breathing becomes more shallow. You stay tired for too long, and your posture slowly loses its steadiness. And when this repeats every day, other people can feel it, even before you say anything. The Stoics understood that self-control is not only shown through words, it is also shown in the way you stand, the way you sit, the way you breathe, and the way you do not allow pressure to pull your whole being down. This does not mean you have to force yourself to look confident. True steadiness does not need to be forced. It begins with very small things. Sitting a little straighter, relaxing your jaw, lowering your shoulders, taking a deeper breath, placing both feet firmly on the ground, looking at others with calmer eyes, not avoiding them, but not trying to overpower them either. So today, you do not need to fix your entire life. Just a few times throughout the day, pause for a moment and ask your body, are my shoulders tense? Is my jaw clenched? Am I breathing too shallowly? Then gently adjust. Not so you can look more perfect, but so your body can rest from the state of tension it has been holding for too long. Because when the body begins to feel lighter, the mind also has more space to calm down. But the body does not only need to relax, it also needs to be cared for. If you sleep too little, drink too little water, eat in a hurry, and do not give yourself enough time to recover, then no matter how hard the mind tries to stay calm, the body will still let you know that it is tired. After learning how to pause and relax, there is something else many people often forget, and that is the condition of their own body. Because the energy you carry each day does not only come from your thoughts, it also comes from the way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you rest, and the way you take care of yourself. Some people always wonder why they look so drained. But when they look back, they realize they have been living for many days in a row with too little sleep, too little water, too little natural light, and too little real rest for themselves. And this is not a small thing. Sleep affects your eyes. Water affects your skin, your lips, and the alertness of your body. The way you eat affects your energy throughout the day. And natural light helps your body remember that it is still living in the real rhythm of life, not only existing inside screens, work, and repeated thoughts. The Stoics did not see taking care of yourself as weakness. They understood that discipline is not only about working hard. Discipline is also knowing how to protect your body so you can continue living well, doing what is right, and keeping your mind steady enough when life becomes difficult. You do not need to change everything today. Just begin with very small things. Go to bed a little earlier. Drink one more glass of water. Eat a little more slowly. Spend a few minutes outside breathing and receiving natural light. Turn off your phone a little earlier before sleep Those things may not change you in one single day, but if you repeat them long enough, your body will begin to feel lighter. Your mind will become clearer. Your face will carry less tension, and you will feel a little more strength to step into a new day. Because a person who looks calm and full of life is not always someone without pressure. Sometimes they are simply someone who has learned not to forget their body while trying to move through that pressure. But taking care of the body is still not enough. Because every day, you are not only feeding your body, you are also feeding your mind with so many things. But taking care of the body is still not enough. Because every day, you are not only feeding your body, you are also feeding your mind with so many things. The news you watch, the content you scroll through, the complaints you repeat, the moments when you compare your life to someone else's life. All of those things do not simply disappear the moment you put your phone down. They stay in your mind. They stay in your emotions. And many times, they show up on your face in a very quiet way. Just pay attention for a moment. After scrolling through social media for a long time, we often do not feel lighter. We feel heavier inside. We see other people living better lives. We feel like we are moving slower. We feel like our own life is not enough yet. And if that feeling repeats every day, the mind slowly becomes used to comparison. The face also becomes used to tension. The eyes become less peaceful. The expression becomes heavier. And deep inside, there is always a quiet feeling that we are being left behind. Complaining works the same way. Everyone has moments when they need to speak about what is making them tired, and that is completely normal. But if every day we only repeat negative things, only see what is not going well, only talk about what upsets us, then it becomes very hard for the mind to stay light. The Stoics understood that it is not always the event itself that exhausts us the most. It is the way we see that event, the way we repeat it in our mind, and the way we allow it to take up all the space inside us. So part of calmness is learning to be selective about what we allow into our mind, not to avoid life, but to keep the mind clearer and calmer. You do not need to change everything right away. Just begin with very small things. Do not pick up your phone the moment you wake up. Reduce the content that makes you compare yourself. When you feel the urge to complain, ask yourself, is this something within my ability to change? If it is, begin with one small action you can take right now. If it is not, learn to put it down a little. Because when the mind is less filled with comparison, complaints, and unnecessary noise, your face also begins to soften. Your eyes become lighter. The way you speak becomes slower, and the energy you carry also becomes calmer. In the end, what makes you look less tired is not only sleeping more or taking better care of your body. It is also learning not to let your mind be pulled too far away by things that only make it heavier without bringing any real value. When you look back at all of these things, you begin to realize that a person who looks tired and drained is not always someone going through a major life event. Sometimes it is the result of many small things repeated every day. A tense posture, breathing that is too shallow, not getting enough sleep, a body that has been neglected, a mind filled with comparison, a habit of complaining that we do not realize has become part of the way we see life. Those things do not change you in a single day, but over time, they quietly affect the way you show up in the world. Your face becomes heavier. Your eyes look less peaceful. Your your body feels less alive, and deep inside, it becomes harder to feel as light as you used to. But this is not meant to make you blame yourself, and it is not meant to make you feel like you are not good enough. It is simply a reminder that if small habits can make you more tired, then small changes can also help you slowly recover. You do not need to become a perfect person. You do not need to change your whole life in one day. Just begin with one small thing. Breathe a little deeper. Sit a little straighter. Go to bed a little earlier. Drink one more glass of water. Stop reaching for your phone the moment you wake up. And repeat fewer thoughts that only make your heart feel heavier. The Stoics understood that calmness is not only an idea in the mind, it is also the way we live, the way we take care of the body, the way we protect the mind, and the way we return to what truly matters. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. This channel is not about becoming more perfect. It is about learning together how to live with more calm, more clarity, and more kindness toward ourselves every day. And before you leave, I want to ask you something. Lately, what has been making you feel the most tired? Is it a body that has not had enough rest? A mind carrying too many thoughts? Or the small habits you know you need to begin changing? Leave your thoughts below. I truly want to hear your perspective. See you in the next video.